Hello everybody, welcome back to the discussion of the statistical mechanics. Today our topic is virial and equipartition theorem. The two important theorems in statistical mechanics. Here what we do is we determine the expectation value of the quantity xi dou h dou xj. Okay, we are determining the expectation value, the average ensemble average value of the quantity xi dou h dou xj, where h is the Hamiltonian, and xi and xj, we have used xi and xj here. These are any two of the 6n generalized coordinates. We have 3n position q and 3n momentum p coordinates. So xi and xj are any two of the 6n generalized coordinates. Okay, so we are determining the expectation value of this. In canonical ensemble, we know this expectation value, this average value, that is given by integral xi dou h dou xj. We are determining the expectation value of this xi dou h dou xj. So that is here. This is e to the power minus beta h d omega, and in the denominator we have e to the power minus beta h d omega. This is the partition function, and this quantity we know e to the power minus beta h integral e to the power minus beta h d omega. That will give us the probability. In that way we get the average or the expectation value. Okay, since this is canonical ensemble, we have this e to the power minus beta h here. Now we are integrating the numerator, this part. We are integrating this over xj by parts. Okay, we are integrating this over xj. Actually d omega contains the 6n coordinates. Okay, in that we are taking the xj alone. So numerator is written in this form, xi. This is dou h dou xj e to the power minus beta h. That is written in this format. Okay, as we differentiate this with respect to xj. Okay, as we differentiate this with respect to xj, we know we will get back e to the power minus beta h minus beta dou h dou xj minus beta dou h dou xj. So that minus beta will get cancelled. So this thing can be written as integral xi dou h dou by dou xj of e to the power minus beta h over minus beta, and this d omega, which actually contains 6n such dq1, dq3n, dp1, dp2, dp3n, such 6n terms are there. In it I am taking just dxj outside, so the remaining terms are there, 6n minus 1 terms are there. So here d omega j denotes d omega devoid of dxj. Actually dxj has 6n components. In that I am taking this dxj outside it. So the rest of the terms, 6n minus 1 terms are there. That is d omega j. And once we have written in this form, we are now integrating this with respect to xj. Okay, d omega j, that will stay there. We are integrating with respect to xj. So as we integrate, we will get xi e to the power minus beta h minus beta, and these are the limits of the integration, xj1 to xj2. Okay, the lower limit xj1, upper limit xj2, and then e to the power minus beta h minus beta integral dou xi dou xj. So that minus beta here, when it combines with the negative sine 2, you will have minus 1 by beta dxj d omega j. So this is what we get if we integrate this, okay, integration by parts. If it is used, you will be getting this. Okay. Now the limits xj1 and xj2, they are the limits. They are the extreme values of the coordinate xj. Okay, these are the extreme values of the coordinate xj. For the extreme values of a coordinate, the Hamiltonian actually becomes infinite. Okay, Hamiltonian becomes infinite because whenever any coordinate takes extreme value, any of the 6 n coordinates takes extreme value, the Hamiltonian that will become infinite. So as it becomes infinite, e to the power minus beta h, we have e to the power minus beta h here. So xj1, we are applying the limit xj1 and xj2. So at the extreme value, the Hamiltonian becomes infinite. As the Hamiltonian becomes infinite, this will become 0. Okay, because what we have is e to the power minus beta h. So when h is infinite, e to the power minus, okay, this quantity, that will become infinite. E to the power minus infinity is 0. So this part will be 0. That will be entirely 0 when you apply the limits. So we will be left with only this term. So that integral that is written here, the dou xi by dou xj is delta ij, that we know. Okay, when xi is equal to xj, that will be equal to 1, and if xi is different from xj, that will be equal to 0. So this is equal to delta ij. So numerator, this is actually 1 by beta delta ij e to the power minus beta h d omega. So that will be the numerator. Okay, this part will be this 1 by beta delta ij e to the power minus beta h d omega. So as we substitute it here, because the denominator has this e to the power minus beta, integral e to the power minus beta h d omega, that will get cancelled. So we will be left with delta ij kt. Okay, so the expectation value, the average value of xi dou h dou xj, that will be equal to delta ij kt. Okay, delta ij kt. When I and j are different, it will be 0. When I equal to j, that will be equal to kt. So remember that xi and xj are any two coordinates of the 6n coordinates. Okay, any two of the 6n coordinates. Okay, so that is our now suppose xi is equal to xj, that is equal to pi. Suppose that both xi xj are equal and it is equal to pi. So this will be pi, expectation value pi dou h dou pi, that is equal to pi. This will be qi dot. We know the Hamilton's equations, dou h dou pi is qi dot. So expectation value pi qi dot is equal to kt. Okay, now for xi xj equal to qi, if both are equal to qi, we will have qi dou h dou qi. This thing is minus pi dot. Okay, this thing is minus pi dot. So if I write that here, I will get that is equal to kt, because we are using the same variables xi and xj. So the expectation value of sigma I pi dou h dou pi. Okay, sigma I, we have sigma I changes actually from 1 to 3n. So sigma, expectation value sigma I pi dou h dou pi, that will be equal to expectation value sigma I pi qi dot, that is equal to for one variable it is kt, that we saw here. So 3n variables, that will be equal to 3n kt. And for the qi, expectation value sigma I qi dou h dou qi, that is equal to minus O sigma I qi pi dot. Okay, dou h dou qi is minus pi dot, so pi dot, that is equal to 3n kt. Okay, so we have two equations, one for pi, the other for qi. We have the summation as well here, so that will be equal to 3n kt. Now this qi pi dot, sigma I qi pi dot. Okay, sigma I qi pi dot, that we saw here. qi pi dot, which is the expectation value of the sum, sigma I sum of the products of the coordinates qi, coordinates of the various particles in the system, and the respective force. Pi dot is force, pi is momentum, so pi dot is force. So expectation value, summation over I qi pi dot, coordinates and the corresponding force acting on various particles in the system, that is called the virial of the system. Okay, this is called the virial of the system. It is denoted by this V. Okay, so from this, actually this is sigma, expectation value sigma I qi pi dot is the virial. So that will be equal to minus 3n kt. Okay, so virial is equal to minus 3n kt, and this is actually the virial theorem. The virial is the virial is the expectation value of the sum of the products of the coordinates of various particles and the respective forces acting on them. Pi dot, rate of change of momentum, force. So this is called the virial of the system, which is equal to minus 3n kt. Now we have the theorem of equipartition of energy. Okay, so here the Hamiltonian of the system, if it happens to be most of the physical situations, the Hamiltonian of the system will be quadratic function of the coordinates. Okay, the Hamiltonian can be written in this form: sigma j, j p j square, sigma j b j q j square. A j p b j's are the coefficients, p j q j are the coordinates, q j are the position coordinates, p j are the momentum coordinates. And Hamiltonian can be simply written to be sum of the quadratic function of the coordinates. Okay, quadratic terms of the coordinates. Okay, so from this, if I take dou h dou pj, okay, if I partially differentiate the Hamiltonian with respect to pj, I will get 2aj pj here, 2aj pj here. Okay, even though there is summation over all coordinates, since we are partially differentiating with respect to a particular variable, here we will have only this 2aj pj here, summation will not be here. And we can say the pj dou h dou pj. So if I multiply this with the pj, we will get 2aj pj square. Okay, because dou h dou pj is 2aj pj, so pj dou h dou pj will be 2aj pj square. Similarly, dou h dou qj is 2bj qj. If I multiply with qj, I will have 2bj qj square here. Okay, so sigma j, okay, sigma j pj dou h dou pj, qj dou h dou qj. Okay, sigma j pj dou h dou pj plus qj dou h dou qj, that will be equal to 2 sigma j aj pj square plus bj qj square. But we know this thing is the Hamiltonian. Okay, So that is the Hamiltonian, so 2h. Okay, so the average value of the Hamiltonian, if I take the average value, the expectation value here, I am taking the expectation value. So as I take the expectation value, I will have expectation value of sigma j pj dou h dou pj, expectation value of qj dou h dou qj. Okay, that is equal to 2 expectation value of h, which is u. Expectation value of h, average value of h, that is u. Okay, so I am taking expectation value on both sides of this equation. So from that I can write h, or the expectation value of h, as equal to half of expectation value of sigma j pj dou h dou pj plus sigma j qj dou h dou qj. Okay, here this is actually kt. Each of this expectation value pj dou h dou pj, that will give us kt. Here also expectation value qj dou h dou qj, that will give us kt. So totally, if there are f terms in it, if there are f terms, so we will have half f kt. Okay, so if there are f terms in it, you will get half f kt. So f is the number of harmonic terms in the Hamiltonian. So in the Hamiltonian there are f terms. Okay, altogether for pj and qj I have f terms. This is actually summation over j, this is also summation over j. So altogether there will be f terms. If there are f terms, we don't know exactly how many terms are there in this Hamiltonian. We cannot expect all the 6 n coordinates will be present in the Hamiltonian. Okay, some of the terms may be missing. So f is the total number of harmonic terms in the expression for the Hamiltonian. Okay, total number of harmonic terms. Harmonic terms means the quadratic terms present in the Hamiltonian. So from this, what we can deduct is each harmonic term, each square term in the Hamiltonian, which is also called each degree of freedom, it makes a contribution of half kt towards the internal energy of the system. So each harmonic term, each square term, each degree of freedom contributes half kt towards the internal energy of the system. So we can say it makes a contribution of half k toward the specific heat, because energy is half kt. From the energy, if I partially differentiate it with respect to temperature, I will get the specific heat. So specific heat will be half k for each degree of freedom, each square term, each harmonic term. So this is what the theorem of equipartition of energy is telling us. Each harmonic term contributes, each square term contributes half kt towards internal energy and half k towards the specific heat.